Hi and welcome back. Here we are on the plot in early February. As you can see, I had my first compost delivery of the year, 3 ton. So we're rapidly disappearing there, as is always the case. My asparagus, still not weeded it. Got plenty of time for that. I think that's a 5-minute job when I get 5. Not a lot of change on the 4 initial onion beds. Garlic is a little more through this time, you can see, so starting to get some poking through. These were, if you recall, grown in modular cells. That cell tray, that over there, and left outside, so they were done in like early October, late September, early October, yeah, kept outside. So they have had a number of frosts, albeit not in the ground, but since I've put them out of their cell trays into the ground, they've really exploded, so which is good, which is what I was hoping for. That one's now been completely cleared, cardboard and lasagnaed, so to speak. At the back there we've got the leek bed that was still harvesting. One of the leek beds was still harvesting. Very, very grassy. Once I've harvested the leeks in there, I will give that a good weed and then cardboard and compost. That one's cardboard and compost, so that one's topped up and ready to go. This one is a combi bed, so that's another bed of leeks on one side, and my experiment at perennial or semi-perennial spring onions there. I can harvest those whenever I like, so that's good. Raspberry bed has now been cleared, cut back and topped up. Not touched the 3 strawberry beds. I'm hoping to get to those next weekend. That's going to be a big job. The idea will be that I'll lift everything on the paths, in the beds, remove the plastic covers, the weed-proof membrane covers, give it a damn good clean and tidy, top up the compost, reattach the weed-proof to it, and replant some of the younger plants through it for those 3. I was going to create a secondary strawberry bed, but I probably won't bother this year. Maybe next year I'll look at it, but for now that's the plan. This is the asparagus bed, which I topped up earlier in the year, but that sunk back down a little bit, so I've added a little bit more. This bed was where I had a combi bed, tomatoes and celeriac. I've harvested those celeriac, they're going home with me today, so that's that one. Ready for planting in and use. Next one, this was again just an abandoned bed, so that one's cleared, cardboarded, topped up, ready to go. At the back there, that is a bed that's where I missed a few of the onions last year when I was harvesting. So what I need to do next weekend, it's a relatively quick job, is to take out the onions that are in there, move them into this bed, which I've now weeded. There's plenty of spaces in there, and then weed and top up that bed again, cardboard lasagna. My sort of main leek bed, I'm still pulling from here, so again, once that's empty, it'll get topped up. I'm reluctant to pull anything really that I don't immediately need the beds for, so these can stay in, and I'll harvest them until the point where actually I need the bed, in which case I'll hoik them out, chop them, prep them and freeze them for the winter. I just prefer them fresh, so that'll be that. This bed, celeriac again. I'm working my way through the celeriac, so probably I think another 3 or 4 weeks and that one will be empty and can be topped up. That one's been weeded and topped up. This one I'm not touching, that's Vulcan, and celery, which will come back this year, so that's not an issue. That can stay as it is, untouched. And the 2 I've lost the plot. 2 beds of shallots, that's the word I'm trying to think of. Doing okay. This bed again, it's just got the 3 3 spinach plants. I would imagine we've probably got another month before they really take off. Once they get up to a decent size, because I've only got 3, I'm going to pull the entire plant, cut them down for freezer, and just accept that my spinach haul for this year is going to be minimal. I'll have to do a big bulk load in this sort of autumn to make up for that, but yeah, then this bed can be given a quick weed and prepare. As you can see over here, I have moved the compost bay from there to there. That one, all the compost that was in the bottom of there has now been used on beds. I've got to turn some of the uncomposted material from out of that one into that one, move the front and move it that way, and then I'll see if I've got anything usable in the bottom of there as well. As I said before, the plan is to have pallet composters all the way around the back there and another one on the end, and just have that one as an ad hoc odds and sods one. This bed isn't doing anything, again, no point. I will resow this for carrots once the weather warms up, but I'm not quite sure what these are. It might be onions, not sure. We'll find out anyway, because I'm not going to touch this until the weather's above 10 degrees C consistently, which is when I'll sow carrots. This one is the parsnips. As you can see, I've still got loads of parsnips in there, and they're just starting to come back up, so I will have to take these out in the not too distant future, because otherwise they'll use all the energy stored in the roots for regrowing, which is not what I want. And then once they're out, they'll be topped up. Carrots, a few left. They're mostly at the end of their life. Next weekend the plan is to just take out what's left there, top up this bed ready. Yeah, and then the back plot. So I think I'm probably a week, maybe 2 weeks away from finishing the front half of the plot, which is where I plant the majority of the early crops. There's only 2 elements here that I'll need to deal with early, which is the polytunnel just needs just a general tidy up and some topping up of compost, and the potato bed, but even that I won't use until probably towards middle to end of April. One of the jobs I need to do this year is I'm going to, as I said before, going to lift the gooseberries, and I'm going to put them in some of the, if you can see over there, those plastic pots as a temporary measure. I'm going to clear this, scoop out all of the wood chip that I've put on it, put down 2 more layers of membrane, and then I'm going to put gravel on it. It's the only way I can control this at the moment. The brambles are just so rampant. I do need to get some more ericaceous compost to top up the blueberry bed that's in there, just so that they've got a fighting chance for the year. Yeah, so once I've done the front half, it'll be on to the back half. Those first two tasks done first, and then I'll go through and weed and tidy up, and probably I'll start to harvest a lot of the spare cabbage and just chop it for freezing, because it's starting to go over now. I'm losing them, so where the outer leaves look awful like this, actually inside it's a perfectly usable cabbage after you take off the first 3 or 4 layers. But when it gets to like this and it's penetrating, that's dead. So yeah, that'll be a task. Again, probably it'll take me another week to weed and prepare these 3 beds. Yeah, no great shakes, and then it will be on to this bed, which is another onion bed. That needs to be weeded all the way down, front to back. But these are all blow-in seeds, so these aren't couch grass, thankfully, so these will just pull out quite quickly in a hand weed. These need taking out, again, that's an hour's worth of work. And the same over here. Only thing I want to do over here is I do need to, this just didn't survive the storms last year. It just didn't, so I've got to do some significant reinforcements to this structure. I have some plans on how to do that, which will involve, frankly, some big heavy steel brackets. Which is, is fine. That'll, again, that's another hour or so. Yeah, and then just the light hand weed of what is the brassica bed. I might put some hoops on this one just to give these young plants a chance to thrive before the pigeons completely destroy it. Yeah, and as I said earlier, that's one of the tasks, is to take the remaining spuds out of there, clear it out, top it up. I'm not planting anything in it until probably middle of April. I don't, I ran a lot of tests, and I don't subscribe to the concept of planting on St Patrick's Day. That didn't work. There was no difference between seed potatoes planted in February to those that were planted on the 1st of April. And there was very little difference between those and the ones that were planted on the 1st of June. So I'll probably plant towards the end of April, start of May. And I will do a second run like I usually do in the autumn, just because it's nice to have fresh potatoes like that to be able to overwinter. This one's I'm starting to get a bit more on the purple sprouting, so I might actually throw a cover over this one. In fact, I might steal the cover from this side and just throw it over that one when I come to tidy this bed out. It's got a really nice red cabbage under here that I've been saving, but that'll have to come up soon and be stored. Right, so yeah, that's it for now. I'll see you on the next one in a month or so. Hopefully it'll be looking very different when you come back, because I'll have 4 more weeks. So I'm hoping to be at least halfway through the work on this back half. If I get time, I might even start, although I'd imagine that's probably going to be more during April. I've got the materials to build 2 more of these raised beds in here, which would then complete the site. As I said before, I've tried with the wood chip as paths. That doesn't work for me. I will probably transition to gravel paths, just because it's easier to maintain. I can go over a gravel path with a flamethrower and knock out weeds quite easily. Not so easy when you've got wet wood, just sucking all the energy out. Yeah, so I'll see you again in a month, and I'll see you on the weekly sowing videos. See you then.